Trelawny here, Groove Line Productions. You're in the mix today at Arthur Murray Dance Studio. So we have Elaine and Carlos with us. So thank you for having us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourselves in the studio.
Okay, well, I've been with Arthur Murray for 22 years,
Wow.
and I started up in the DC metro area. And then we've now been here 3 years. We just celebrated our 3-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And we met up in the DC area, and our goal is really to just enrich people's lives through dancing. And often we get a lot of first-time wedding couples coming in for their first dance.
Right.
Or we get parents of the bride and groom who want to dance with their, son or daughter for their dance as well. So we kind of have a good mix of people that come in for different types of dance lessons as well.
So how long do they normally spend with you when they're preparing for their first dance or a special dance like that? Like, what's the time frame they can kind of expect?
That's a good question. So we always say at least 3 months. And the real reason for that is, number one, they have an event coming up. And the last thing we want is for them to add extra stress by having the dance lessons. We want this to be their stress reliever.
Okay.
Number two, it does take time to learn how to dance because we're not just going to teach them a specific dance, we're going to teach them how to dance. That way they have their first dance, but then they also get to use their reception, their honeymoon, their 1-year anniversary, their 20-year anniversary, whatever they want, they'll actually be able to use the dancing together. We've had couples that have spent a year with us before they get married, and they actually do a really special dance. We've had people come in 2 weeks before their wedding, so we'll work with anything, but at least 3 months.
Okay, so that's kind of the preferred.
Mm-hmm.
And then, kind of what's the style? What can they expect from a dance lesson? For me, I mean, I've seen a lot of dance movies, honestly, and I kind of imagine this kind of big class, and you kind of pair up with different people, so you're kind of flexible. But I don't know if that's reality. So what do you expect?
Well, we expect you to come in knowing nothing.
Okay.
And so we start from the very beginning, just with the basics. And then often we'll decide the dance based on maybe the song that they choose for their first dance, or maybe the father-daughter dance is a particular song as well. And then based on that, then we can kind of accommodate which type of dance would be best for them.
Okay.
And then through the series of lessons, we kind of help them so they can maneuver around the floor comfortably, maybe have a little entrance, a little ending. Usually not 100% choreographed because that adds stress and we don't want there to be stress. So we give them a tool of how to maneuver through the moves so that they can feel comfortable leading whomever in and out of the moves without it being so choreographed, But we've had couples that want choreographed things as well, so we can do that also if they want something in particular.
That's really interesting. So you could help with some of those special dances that they go viral on the internet with. So I'm guessing that takes even longer to kind of prep up to. So do you help them with the design of the dance as well and the implementation?
We do. So we also consider dancing a lot like anything else. So if you go to a cake, you actually sit down with the person and you design it with them, right? If you want the perfect dress, you go to the designer and you design it with them. The perfect ring, you go to the designer and you design it with them. You will come to us and we'll sit down and we'll ask you what your dream is. Do you have a theme? Are there colors? What's the length of your dress? What kind of shoes are you going to wear? We go through everything and we take what they want and we design the dance with them.
Oh, that's so exciting. Now, a little bit about your studio, though. You actually do competitions with your students, too, which I understand that's a different kind of group of student here, so maybe not your wedding couple. So tell us about the other, because it's so much more than just learning about your first dance.
Yeah, I think no one really comes in wanting to compete. That's just, usually they have a reason why they come in to dance, and part of the avenue that we provide for them is we have these events locally and around the U.S. and internationally as well, where they have an opportunity to kind of give them a goal to kind of, if they want to amp up their dancing, and maybe they never thought they'd be out competing in a ballroom competition, but all of a sudden they have the opportunity, why not? So then we can travel with them and we provide the instructions so that they feel prepared for those kind of events. But it's sometimes just a little destination trip for them. And I think often sometimes it's a nice place to go visit. Last week there was a big competition in Prague, so, and then in January we have a competition in Hawaii. So there's always
Ooh.
very nice destinations to go to.
Right.
But it's just another avenue for them to kind of improve on their dancing. And at that point, I think it's more than just the social aspect of it. They
Right.
really enjoy the learning and getting better, and then the costuming and all that comes with that, and kind of the idea of what that brings, which is the different lifestyle.
Right.
One of the best things that I find at any of those competitions is that we're all there just to have fun and dance. Doesn't matter what you do, where you come from, what you do on your regular life. Everyone's there for a weekend or a couple days, and it's so thrilling to see everybody just having a great time.
Absolutely.
To give a little perspective, there's actually one that's held every year. It's in Las Vegas. It's in October, and it's kind of like the Olympics. So at the last evening, they pick one representative from every country that's present, and they literally walk in with their flag, so that you get to see which Arthur Murrays around the world are there. You get to sit next to people. There are people there from Lebanon. There are people there from all over Italy, Japan, Australia, like you name it. There are places there, Dubai. And it's one of those where you get to hear the pride when they get to sing their anthem. And the Italian anthem is one of the longest anthems I've ever heard. But it's fun because all of a sudden you're a part of something much bigger than just a small school. You're a part of something that's worldwide. And we've had students that are like, hey, I'm going to Tennessee, or I'm going to California. Or I had one student that was like, hey, I'm going to Taiwan. And I was like, great, there's an Arthur Murray. And he did. He went into the Arthur Murray, hey, I'm a student with the Georgetown studio. They welcomed him like family. He got to participate in Taipei, Taiwan.
That's amazing. That sounds like so much fun. Now, from the music perspective, like when Pitch Black is DJing, he loves to see people dancing. The more they're dancing, the more you see him starting to dance behind the booth, and he's just getting into it. And so, I mean, the rhythm, it's life-changing. And it's so exciting that this is what you offer to the community. So,
yeah, I think in this community, too, we have the availability of a lot of live music, which is great, too. And most of those bands also, comment on it's great to see people dancing to our music, not just sitting and listening to it, but actually getting up and dancing to it. It makes us want to play more, and it gets us excited because now this is what it's about. They're like, we've been to places where it's dead and no one's dancing, and then it's kind of like, oh man, this is not fun to play to a empty floor.
That's very
accurate. It's the same with the DJ. It's not fun to DJ and nobody's dancing to your music. It's not a good feeling. So we totally understand that side of it too.
Yeah, it's the highest compliment. So, well, thank you for having us today. And let's tell everybody what's the best way to get a hold of you. Is it through the website, or is it better just to call or just to come in? Or
we have our Facebook page, the Arthur Murray of Georgetown. You can call us at 512-763-8773. You can also text us to that number. You can email us. Our hashtag is AMGTX. So we're pretty easy to find online as well. And then once you call us, we'll just schedule your free complimentary lesson. And at that point, after the lesson, we'll kind of explain how it all works.
amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.